This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 25th of October. I'm James Spann, getting set for a big change to cool weather this weekend. Strong winds and potential for an historic East Coast storm. A lot to discuss. As we always do, let's start with some Skycam pictures just to kind of look out the window at the insane hour of 5 o'clock. Who would be awake at that hour? Well, somebody. The big truck down there on Greensboro Avenue in Tuscaloosa. That's the Skycam from the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse. The sky's clear. Here's a look at downtown Jasper. I was driving down that street Monday morning of this week. I spoke at Maddox Middle School, which is just right around the corner. And to look at downtown Haleyville in North Alabama's Winston County. Oh, yeah, you can see the players on the field. In the far right part of that, you've got Sandy, and then you've got that big cold trough coming down across the western half of the nation. You can pick out that front pretty easily on that chart. Behind the front, below freezing values. Ahead of the front, pretty mild. You can see Kansas is really split early this morning with temperatures near 70 in the southeastern part of the state and readings below freezing back around Goodland. And we will feel that cool air this weekend. On the front, maybe a few strong storms today around Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Louis, but severe weather not expected on a widespread basis. And when the front comes in here Friday evening, it should come through pretty much in dry fashion. Again, this is the HPC rain valid through Monday evening of next week and basically showing nothing here. There could be a few isolated showers, but no big deal. But clearly the big deal is up there on the East Coast. You can see just tremendous rains, and they might have to ramp those numbers up. And again, there remains some uncertainty in the exact details up there, but it's going to be a mess. In the tropics, Tony, first off, the storm out there in the Atlantic, that will become extra tropical today, kind of drifting toward the Azores. But this is the one everybody will be talking about. All the attention is focused on Sandy. It is a Category 2 hurricane. Top winds 105 miles an hour. I mean, coming across Jamaica and Cuba, that was basically a speed bump for this thing. And, in fact, already we've got rain bands on the Key West radar, raining up at Miami, Key Largo, down to Marathon and Key West. And it's going to be awfully windy on the east coast of Florida as this thing passes by. There's the official track from the Hurricane Center. Comes up into the Bahamas tonight, and tomorrow is a hurricane, a formidable hurricane. And it stays a hurricane all the way through the weekend off the Atlantic coast. Then the Hurricane Center bends it back toward the upper coast early next week as a system that is making the transformation from the warm core tropical system to the cold core nor'easter, which means the winds will be more spread out, but the circulation will be huge with this thing. Modeling. Again, there's good agreement now that this will affect the upper Atlantic coast of the United States. And you've got, models all over the board from Maryland to Nova Scotia. And, of course, the really worst impact of this thing will be along and north of where the low-pressure center comes inland. That's where the onshore flow will be, the serious coastal flooding. But it's going to impact a wide area and millions of people. We're going to go through the global models and show you what we've got here this morning. First off, the GFS. This is the primary American model, valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And this is aloft at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. There's Sandy down to the right, the big trough coming in. And again, for us, today's just going to be fine. Lots of sun, like yesterday, the high right around 80. We note the snow potential for Minnesota and Iowa back in the colder air today. And Sandy is coming up into the Bahamas. This is tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Cold air gets closer. Sandy is exiting the Bahamas. And again, you see a sliver of green. Yes, there could be a little shower on radar, but I think most everybody's going to stay dry. Rain should not be a big problem for high school football. Could there, again, yes, there could be a shower, but nothing widespread. All right, so Saturday at 1 o'clock. Man, it's going to be windy for that Georgia-Florida game Saturday afternoon in Jacksonville. And again, the GFS is a little bit of an outlier. Many other models have it closer in to the coast. But around here on Saturday, windy and cool. We'll see clouds around Saturday, but I think the sun breaks out at times, but it really doesn't matter. It's going to feel the same. The NAM is showing a high of 61. We'll really struggle to get out of the 50s. North winds 15 to 25. And they'll keep on blowing Saturday night for all the football games. The Magic City Classic Saturday afternoon. Alabama and Auburn with the home game Saturday night. Windy and very, very blustery and cold, especially for the night games, so dress warmly. In fact, I think temperatures could drop in the 40s for the Alabama and Auburn games by the second half, and you factor in that fierce north wind, it's going to be cold out there. And then this is Sunday at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock Central Time. It's still windy and cold here. We won't get out of the 50s, strong north winds, and you can see the system making the change to a nor'easter-type system that's off the coast of North Carolina. Monday, the GFS keeps it way offshore, and the GFS is an outlier. Almost all other global models are on the coast at this point. So and I'll show you those in a minute. And look at the cold air coming down here. I mean, the 540 line is almost down to Huntsville. I mean, goodness, Nashville might have a hard time getting out of the 40s if this is right. I mean, this is cold for October. And there's Tuesday. You can see how a chunk of that begins to come back in toward New England. The 540 line is down to Huntsville. And clearly, next week's going to be cold, for us, for this time of the year. Highs in the 50s and lows well down in the 30s. And the high is getting close. We might have a freeze Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. I'd say low to mid 30s with frost being very widespread. And there's Wednesday and ooh. Well, first off, let's go to the upper levels, all right? This is at 500 millibars. Look at that pattern over the east. And look down below that, some energy coming through the upper low, trying to squeeze out a few sprinkles over North Alabama on Wednesday. And you have to wonder, could there be a few snowflakes in Tennessee on Wednesday, on Halloween? Yeah, this is Halloween right here. Whatever. For the trick-or-treaters, it's going to be kind of cold Halloween night. I like it that way. And then Thursday, the GFS drives Sandy inland. It's over northern Vermont. And again, the snows are just going to be huge in the cold air on the west side of this thing. But the GFS is an outlier, all right? So let's go to the European that has been consistently, or let me say it's been consistent. Now, it can be consistently wrong, but it's been consistent, and it performs very well in the higher latitudes, all right? This is Sunday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, a 942 millibar low that's churning off the coast of North Carolina. This is Monday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The European drives it into Chesapeake Bay, 953 millibars. And again, this would just be bad. The bad side is the north side, tremendous onshore flow, coastal flooding, inland flooding, widespread power outages. For Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, and then the big coastal flooding is north of the circulation center, New Jersey, Long Island, Cape Cod, the New England coast, the coast of Maine. Power could be out for days, if not weeks, if this is right, for a whole lot of people. This will be one for the ages if this is right. And then this is Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The pressures are rising. It's inland over around Pittsburgh. And again, the snows on the western side of this thing and the cold air, they'd be measuring in feet. And again, just something to think about. The World Series is in Detroit Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. Wow. It's whatever. I don't know about snow, but it's going to be cold. I mean, they're going to be in the 30s for most of those games. All right, let's check the Canadian. Oh, man, the Canadian is farther north, and really it's kind of it's in the middle between the GFS and the European. It's got this thing over Long Island, 949 millibars, and this is valid just after midnight Monday night, 2 a.m. Tuesday morning Eastern Time. Worst effect would be for New England, and of course, a huge impact still for New York City, and certainly for Boston. There's potential for big problems with that. Let's check the no gaps. The no gaps is almost identical to the European. It's got it coming in toward Chesapeake Bay. This is late Sunday night. It's faster. It's the fastest model of them all. And look at the NAM, okay? To give you another one here. This is the NAM, the North American mesoscale model. It's got it near the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And this is valid like Sunday afternoon. So let me tell you, we can't rule out anything here from the coast of North Carolina all the way up to Nova Scotia for the center crossing the shore. But remember, this is a large circulation thing that with huge impact over a large area. And again, if you're on the East Coast, anywhere from from Cape Fear all the way up to the tip of Maine. Just be ready for widespread power outages. If you're on the coast, there could be major coastal flooding that could cut people off for days. This is going to be a big mess. And we'll try and knock out another Weather Brains episode, or several of them in coming nights. If you want to watch those, we'll post the one we did last night up on the blog. Let me show you a couple of meteograms. First off, this is the temperature forecast for Birmingham, just to show you the downward trend. And again, you can see how we've actually got the 18Z GFS yesterday tried to drive us down in the 30s by Thursday morning of next week. Whew. That's got us down to like, what, 28, 29? And there's a look at the wind for Birmingham. And understand this is, potential for very strong winds over the weekend, exactly the stuff we talked about. So the bottom line is just a lot going on here. And we'll keep you updated. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today. And don't forget to catch us on ABC 3340 News and Birmingham on the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock this evening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.